Punktorah Productions. Sponsored by Darshan Yeshiva.
I have to read you the Miranda rights for Jewish people. You have the right to remain silent, even though you won't. You have the right to infer an insult where none was intended.
What's that supposed to mean?
You have the right to a lawyer who you are probably related to.
This interview is over.
Basic eye centers will heal your eye.
Okay, so these are stereotypes of Ashkenazi Jewish Americans, and okay, sure, that was good.
How much would you pay for laser eye surgery? $500? $700? $10,000? How about $12? Dr. Lee Feldstein, fully licensed, fully trained, fully Jewish. Jewish!
Is he single?
Come on down to the Hydrox Arena this Sunday. Get your eyesight fixed, unless you don't have the ball. Jewish!
Oh, God, an angry mob. I've got to swallow all my valuables and get out of here.
Oh my God, I wish I had one of those. That'd be so good for marketing. Okay, so the whole thing of swallowing all of your valuables. So it is a sad story. Basically, when Jews would run from pogroms and things like that, we would have women would sew their valuables into their dresses. So they would put little secret pockets in their dresses. And back in the old days, people wore heavier clothes and a lot more clothes. And that's how people would hide the valuables so they could run away from someone who wants to kill us.
No, we're not. I'm the fastest Jew in the world. Okay.
Okay, so that was dumb.
First rule of Jewish Fight Club is if somebody says ow, you stop.
Ow.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, yeah, so there is no such thing as Jewish Fight Club, except, I don't know, I've been to some synagogues where the old people like to fight with each other, and fight with the young people too, but not physically. All right, let's eat. Yeah, that's definitely a thing, Every Jewish holiday is like, they tried to kill us, we survived, let's eat.
Okay, Mort, now if you want to get more customers in your pharmacy, you're going to have to do a promotion, like buy one, get one free.
What?
Buy one, get one free.
Huh?
Buy one.
Yeah, I get that.
Get one free.
Is that like a Spanish word?
No, it's English. The whole thing's English.
Oh, because it seems like you're saying the first part in English and then some kind of made up a falum for something in the second part. I don't understand you.
All right, let me try explaining it another way. Let's say we're at someone else's store, and there's a sign, and it says buy one, get one free.
Get one free? Wow! What store are you talking about?
Oh, you'd rather have it down at the bank?
Okay, so all of these jokes have to do with like Jews and money and whatever. And I made another video about this. This actually has to do with credit to Thomas Sowell, the economist, who wrote in an essay, and I forget the name of it, basically that Jews are very common, meaning there's nothing particularly unique about the Jewish experience as far as what you have to do in order to make a living in a new country. And sometimes that involves, a certain amount of frugality, being shrewd in a good way with your money. But then also what comes from that is charity, right? So a lot of very wealthy people give away a lot of money, and that's a result of prosperity. So the whole idea of like, he doesn't understand what buy one, get one free is, okay, ha, ha, ha.
Bank where the Jewish guys can leer at it?
Yeah, money.
That doesn't happen.
אשר קידישנו במצוותיו, וציוונו להדליק נר של יום טוב.
Can't we just eat?
Oh, wow, that's super cool. Okay, so he just said the candle lighting blessing for a holiday. I'm guessing that's a Seder plate there. That's kind of like similar to the one that Meg has. And there's a Kiddush cup, if you look sort of the most forward-facing thing. So yeah, so I guess they're celebrating Pesach. I don't know.
And now I shall continue the prayer. Kalima! Kalima! Kalima!
Hum-num Shivai, hum-num Shivai, hum-num
Okay.
Oh, look, there's all the Jewish kids sitting on the rabbi's lap where he asks them for something.
I want a new TV, and it can't be a Vizio, Sony, or Samsung only, and I need it all set up before I turn it on. I don't want to have to do any of the things.
So where the Jewish...
So, okay. Yeah, don't know what that's about, and that's creepy and weird. And I think we've done this video before, but we'll do it anyway.
People think they go when they die.
Where do you think we go?
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Why do you think you're asking all these questions?
I just really want to know what happens.
Do you think that's part of God's infinite plan?
I think your whole religion is a sham just so you can get extra holidays off from work.
Oh, gotta go. It's Buchwach.
Book, my favorite holiday.
Today you are a man.
Great. Can I drive?
No.
Can I vote?
No.
Can I drink?
No.
Can I have sex?
No.
Can I cash the checks?
Yes!
Mitzvah, have a bar mitzvah, collect the checks and reel up a girl taller than you. Hey!
Okay. So yeah, all of that is true. It does kind of stink that we say that, you become bar or bat mitzvah when you're 13, which is like the most awkward age ever. So, and yes, you can cash the checks.
And instead of lasting for 1 day, the oil in the lamp lasted for 8 days. And that is why we celebrate Hanukkah.
Yeah. How long before we play pin the eviction notice on the black guy's door?
Now, does anyone have any
Ooh.
questions?
Okay, yeah. So as the parent of a black kid, like that one, yeah, that one beats me up a little bit. Not cool.
I have a question. What are you going to do when Jesus comes back and puts a boot up your ass?
And it's also why many families give their children 8 days of presents.
Wait, did she say 8 days of presents?
Yeah.
Yeah, this Judaism thing is going to be better than I thought.
Uh-huh, that's
All right,
right.
class. That's all for today's lesson. Now, everyone off to gym class.
All right. Today we're going to play soccer.
That was easy.
And now the
Okay,
History
yeah.
Channel.
So the whole thing of like Jews not being good at sports, okay, that drives me crazy because the thing about it is it's just a representation issue. Like there's actually not as many Jews in the world as people think there are. There's 20 million of us, right? Okay, that's worldwide. That's basically Holocaust level. We've kind of gotten to about there. Yeah, so you think about 2 generations that it takes to finally get to that point. And you're right. We are underrepresented in sports and we're overrepresented in other things, but disparities don't necessarily mean discrimination, and they also don't necessarily mean a lack of quality. There are plenty of Jewish athletes. I have a friend actually who she gets an email every week with Jewish sports news. But it's actually not very big email.
Channel presents American Inventor, the true story of Henry Ford.
This is my
this should be
Jew
good.
flattening machine.
Yep,
It'll
that's about
flatten
right.
any Jew. Simply climb behind the wheel,
Yeah.
drive it towards a Jew, and flatten him.
Could you also use it just to drive from place to place and stuff?
It's a Jew flattening machine. It's not what it's designed for.
But you
Yep.
could use it that way.
Yeah.
You could. You could also use the Mona Lisa as a placemat. God. Hey, how about all those coupons?
So, okay, yeah. So Henry Ford was an anti-Semite. I don't know if in his later years he sort of, gave that up. I know that he was socially pressured to stop, pushing anti-Semitic content in his newspaper. But yeah, it's unfortunate.
Coupons in the Sunday paper, huh? Some good deals there. Hey, I went into a
More
store last
cheap
week and they
Cheeto.
wanted $800 for a TV, but I ushed them down to $500.
I will admit that I have joked about Patricking people down, just because I hate that phrase. Okay. Randy.
Thank you, Brian. That was the last Munich gunman. You're a hero.
A hero? I guess I am a hero.
Oh, nice. Wonderful.
Doggy.
We are going to throw you the craziest party. Do we have a hot 2-liter of closet Pepsi?
We do, and I can bring Plantus peanuts that were opened a dozen years ago.
Perfect. And I have half a graduation cake we just have to let thaw. Party, a Jewish party, with lots of old food in a poorly lit room. Oi!
Okay, that is so true, actually. And I'm totally a culprit for that. So we had a Shavuot party not too long ago. And I have chocolate chips, marshmallows, and graham crackers that were from Lag BaOmer. And we used those graham crackers and whatever on the ice cream. I still have some left from both of those holidays. You better darn well know I'm going to take the bags of popcorn that are left over from the Schlachmanot of Purim, combine it all together, and I'm going to make, s'mores popcorn, which is the dessert at the Shabbos dinner table. Yeah, because don't waste food.
Shalom, everyone. Welcome to the christening. Now, before
That's
the
not a
child
thing.
goes in the water, has it been at least 20 minutes since she ate?
Yes, Rabbi.
Wonderful. Then let's dunk this kid like a donut. I hereby christen this child in the name of Jesus Christ, who was killed by we don't know who. It's not important. The last thing we want to do
The
is point
Romans.
fingers.
Can you please take my
The
daughter
Romans.
out of the water?
The Romans.
Sorry.
Romans.
Congratulations, sweetie. You're a Christian. From now on, every Sunday, you get to eat a hard cookie and pretend it's a guy.
Okay, well, you know, if you like Ari Shafir, I would recommend watching his series called Jew. I wanted to actually do that video, but I was informed that unfortunately there are so many swear words in it that Kaylee would have to spend hours and hours and hours bleeping everything. But if you want to learn about how, yeah, our stuff is kind of weird and your stuff is kind of weird too, make sure to watch that. But it's not safe for work, just so you know. And family friendly show here in the Punk Torah verse. Thanks a lot.